or if something was happening to you and you didn't know what it was or how to deal with it. It could be a divorce. It could be someone who is a caretaker. It could be a business owner. It could be one of each and every one of you sitting here in this room, because every one of us have asked that question: what am I doing here? And why am I doing it? Sometimes nothing dramatic happens at all. You just wake up, you think, nope, I'm not in the right place at the right time. And I don't know what to do about it. So that kind of thing happened to me one day. And I was at a sports car museum where I was working as a tour guide. I was making $12 an hour. And I was wondering, while I was sitting there, I was waiting on people to come into the museum for a tour. The fact that I was a member of the Women's Advisory Board, and I've been asked to facilitate a business challenge. And I was thinking seriously about that. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere comes a question to me, out of my mind somewhere. What are you doing at a sports car museum when you have an MBA from USC? I thought, well, it could be because of my degrees. It could be because of my experiences, but I didn't think any of that was the case. Then one day, I had an appointment with a urologist, and she was the only female urologist in Memphis. And after we did my business, she asked me what I did for a living. And I said I was putting together some thoughts about reinvention, about people making transitions in their lives. And she said to me, I am 51 years old, and I don't know who I am. And I thought, how could this woman who's the only subspecialist in her area in the city of Memphis, wondering who she is? And I thought, if she and I are asking those kinds of questions, who else is asking them? So what I did was I thought about two of us, and I came up with, this has got to be a pattern. There's a pattern here. And I'm a person who's studied patterns my entire professional life. So I felt like there had to be something here. So they arrived one at a time, these 6 observations. And I'll call them Becoming You, and I'd like to share those with you today. The first one is called Tell Yourself the Truth. The deeper truth for me was that I didn't feel like I was capable of doing anything that I'd been trained to do. Nothing. All of a sudden, I was sitting there thinking, these people think I can do these things, but I don't think I can. And so I wondered how many people wonder that themselves. And I thought there has to be a lot. For years, I thought the problem was outside of me. If I just could find the right circumstances, it would be okay. I would be able to find my way. But what I realized was that's not the case. The case is coming from inside, and only coming from inside. And I thought, if the problem was inside of me, it's got to be inside other people too. So I'm guessing, I'm wondering, don't talk about it yet, but I was wondering how many people wonder about that very same thing sitting in here. And that's what excites me about being here, because I think I'm talking to a lot of people. My second observation is release what no longer fits. Telling yourself the truth is one thing, But trying to tell yourself what no longer fits is a lot harder. I was holding on to beliefs about what I should have accomplished at this stage of my life, beliefs that had quietly guided my decisions for years without my ever asking whether they were true at all. I accepted them without ever questioning them at all. I've been measuring myself against where I thought I should be. That's when I understood what it really meant when something no longer fits. The third observation is choose discernment over urgency. By this point, I told myself the truth. I tried to let go of things that were no longer true. And then I thought, what next? What do I do now? Because I think I figured this stuff out. But no. I didn't have to know this next answer immediately. I didn't. I only needed to understand my next step. And I learned that in preparing for this speech. Because I was thinking the whole time, I can't remember this. But I only had to know I could look at one person, see that kind of look on their face, and I could continue. Because I know that's what everybody's been thinking. Because I was thinking it. I gave myself permission to stay with what I was learning. I was paying attention because I wanted my next step to grow out of understanding, not urgency. Most of the important decisions in my life didn't because I made them quickly. It was because I waited for the next one to come and appear to me. Observation number 4, reclaim your confidence. As I lived through those 3 observations, I noticed something returning. It was confidence. Somewhere along the way, something and everything had covered over that confidence in me. Life had covered it over. Disappointment had covered it over. Self-doubt had covered it over. But it had never disappeared. It was still there. As I began telling myself the truth, looking for things that no longer fit, as I stopped letting urgency make my decisions, I slowly began to trust myself again. Not because I suddenly knew how everything would turn out. I realized my confidence had never come from having had the answers. It came from knowing where to find them. I'll give you a little example. When I was a student at USC, I was told by all the faculty, you are in a position that all you have to do is pick up the phone to anybody who's an alum in the world, and they will take your call. That's called the Trojan Network Mafia. So that I believe to be true because it's happened to me. People called up me on the phone and asked me for help, and I gave it to them. It's just one of those things that has happened. So I just want to say that this is one of those things that when the confidence comes back, you don't have to have it yourself all at once. You can go and find the people who have it, and they'll give it to you. They don't have to be from USC. This is my favorite. It's called Live It Out Loud. And I live out loud. People in here in the room know I do. By this point, something had quietly changed in me. I wasn't making decisions the way I used to. the decisions themselves were beginning to change. Without realizing it, I had started making decisions that reflected the person I was becoming. The moment it became clear for me, became real for me, was when I agreed to stand up here today and talk about this, talk about becoming you. By then, I finally believed that what I had lived through might help others. I'd like to tell you something that's true for me. This is the first time I've ever stood in front of anyone and talked about this. It's powerful to me. Until today, becoming you had been a private event for me. Now I'm saying it out loud.
You go, girl.
Thank you. Thank you so much. The final one is keep becoming. For a long time, I thought there could come a day when I would finally arrive, when I'd finally know the answers and finally be able to find my way. The day I would finally become the person I was supposed to be. That hasn't happened. What happened was better. I discovered there never comes a time when we're finished becoming ourselves. I think we become a little more ourselves, one honest decision, one courageous step, one season at a time. So that's where I'd like to leave you today. Not with 6 rules, not with even 6 answers. Simply with 6 observations that changed the way I understand becoming and understanding my own life. My hope is that somewhere along the way, you'll trust your own journey a little more. Because I don't believe it's ever too late to become more full of yourselves. Thank you.
That was powerful. But get out the street, let's give her now it's time for some questions. Barb, you want to stay up here for a few more moments?
I forgot about the questions. Yes, sir.
During this self-evaluation process, what made you so confident that you were done?
Done with what?
6.
Having 6 up.
6. Great question. I'm not sure I'm done with 6. Those are just a start. There comes a time, there may come a time in a month, 6 months, I might have 20. I don't know. Those are the ones I start with.
And what do you plan on doing with this knowledge? And where are you going next? You know?
Yeah, I do. I'm writing a book. It's called Becoming You. And there's something else to it too. But it's with a look at what I have experienced in my life, thinking that if I can say it and people read it, then other people will believe it. They could do it too. And that's the reason why I'm writing the book. The other thing I'd like to do, and I'm planning on doing, I started doing this to do this first. And then I realized I wasn't ready. And what I wanted to do first was to see clients one-to-one, see what they needed and give it to them. And then I thought, I might not be ready. I need to explore. I need to explore some other things within myself. So I've had to look at my entire life, which has been quite a trip. Really. And those of you, again, who know me in here, know it's been a trip. But that's what I'm planning on doing. And whatever happens, I'd like to do some more public speaking. I'd like to be able to reach as many people as possible. But that's where I am for right now. Hi.
I love, my favorite part was release was no longer useful.
Release was no longer true.
How I am of you, and knowing a lot of the things that you've been going through, I'm ecstatic to hear you today. You did excellent, and I can't wait to see your next step in all this. So this, the accolades are just really important.
Thank you so much.
Barb, I was gonna ask you here, how hard was it to get yourself mentally prepared for the changes that you were having to do? Was it an adaptive type position where you just moved on from one to the other, or did it take a long time for you to absorb and make those changes on those 6 items you reviewed?
Well, I think from what I said, I'm still doing it. And I will continue to do it. I can start over with another issue. For example, I am not a caregiver, but there's been talk about me becoming one. So I'm having to go through all those steps again with that in mind. So I think you don't start from the beginning each time. You take what you've gotten from the first the six steps, go around, take that and build on from there.
Great answer.
Yes, sir.
Are you still a sports car enthusiast?
I think that's so funny. I'm no longer there. The reason why I'm no longer there is because it was a slow season and I was the last person hired. And so they had to let me go. But when I started there, I didn't know anything about sports cars, nothing. All I wanted to do was, I didn't want to talk about my degrees when I interviewed. I didn't want to talk about my background. I didn't want to answer any questions. And somebody found this job for me and said, this might fit. And it did. In the meantime, I loved learning about sports cars. I talked to people from all over the world and learned, about how much those things cost and who likes to drive them, all kinds of things. Yes, I'm sort of a sports car enthusiast. I don't have one. I don't think I'll have one, but I really enjoy, and I would recommend anybody who wants to know about sports cars, go to that sports car museum. It's called Edge Sports Car Museum on Marshall, right across the street from Sun Records.
Oh, great.
And it has been a real pleasure for me to go there. I was completely like a duck out of water, and everybody knew it, but that's okay. We all liked each other anyway.
Do you have a favorite sports car?
Yes, I think it's called the Clark. It's a 1930s car that came in just the day before I left. It is the most beautiful car I have ever seen, and it's sitting right out front in the front door. And if I would drive, I took a picture of it before I left because I want to remember that when it was gorgeous.
Now,
Yes, sir.
Is Copenhagen as wonderful as I hear?
It is so absolutely wonderful. My goal at one point was to live in a Scandinavian country. That was on my bucket list. And then I lived in New York. My husband had the opportunity to work as a international sales manager for a securities firm in Copenhagen, and I went with him. And I had never been so happy in my life. I thought if I could live in New York, that would be it for me. I said I always wanted to live in New York too. But Copenhagen was it for me. And it just made me sing inside. I loved it.
now, just a public service announcement. We're recording this today, and you're recording that people need to be inspired. And replay, it'll be on the website, Resource for Care. But when's your next scheduled speaking engagement?
Thank you. It's next month, about a month from today. It's going to be at my home place, my Women's Advisory Board. They've asked me to speak about this subject, and I can't wait to talk about that too. You have been a wonderful audience, and you've been my first. So I really appreciate you. I'll never forget it. Yes, ma'am.
I would just like to say that Barbara and I worked together as very young therapists. I hope that we did some good, but we
don't know.
as we were going. But I'm so proud of her journey. I've been with her through a lot of it, and she's done a great job of that.
Sure do. Well, I think we're all pretty impressed
Yeah.
with what you had to offer. It was very inspirational.